Hello, World History Cardinals. I am here today, Miss Wall in the house. No, I'm tripping. But no, I'm here today to go over the steps for you to hear lessons 5 and lesson 6. That is August 27th and August 28th. All right, let's get into it. First, go to Rapid Identity, your NC Ed Cloud, click on Canvas. It logged me out, but that's okay. I'll go the long way. So on Canvas, come down. I'm going to switch this to student view so you can see it. But scroll down and let's jump in there. Let's get to the units. Click enter here. Unit 1. And on August 27th, we were on lesson 5. So we had discussed the themes of history, bias, and prejudice. We had talked about in the very beginning how to start thinking like a historian. At that time, you should have heard the terms sourcing, corroboration, contextualization, and identifying bias. So then you started playing with the position of being the principal in the lunchroom fight, and then you had a chance to, well, you'll find out here, you had a chance to go through a DBQ in which you have to determine whether something was just or unjust, which brings me to themes of history, how we look for spice, social political innovations, culture, and economics. And then if we have those components, we also dabble into learning how early man evolved into, let's say they put away their nomadic lifestyle and brought the hunting gathering skills together near water and created the Neolithic Revolution. And that, pray tell, my friends, gave us 6 characteristics of civilization, which is what you did in lesson 4. And now that we are there together with the village Çatalhöyük, we have to determine, how do people live together? How do they come up with law and order? And that's how we got to Mesopotamia, the first of the river valleys. So we dived into Hammurabi's code. So let's go. I can understand the development of government. So on that day, you came to this and you saw DBQ project login. Well, I provided a link for every course that you're in. So if you have me for fourth block, third block, first block, find the appropriate course. But before you do that, click on that video. This video just tells you how to join the classroom. Okay? I'm just going to pretend I'm in first block. So on yours, it's going to prompt you to log in. They want you to log in with Google. And when you do, you are going to see or need some codes. So that code, on the day we were actually in class, I told the code out loud, but it's still there. I have not deleted it. You just read this section and find the code for your block. If your block 1 is MDADN, it has to be in all caps. If your third block is UJUKD, and fourth block is ASDAM. Okay? Getting back on track, going back. So we started talking about that DBQ. The students got into the class, and this is where I'm going to click next. After they did that, inside the DBQ Online project, there were 2 cases, and the students had to read case A or B and choose which one they wanted. Here were the questions they had to answer. Fair to Eddie and JD? Is it fair to Best Buy? Is it fair to society? And is it in the best interest of society? Okay. Here are your classmates' responses. Go all the way down and then click next once you finish that. And the rest were some documents that were listed there. There are 5. I'm going to show you that, but I want you to see this because that's what we did that day. And that's when I decided that we were not going to try to do extra because I know you already had a whole bunch of work. So let me leave the student view so we can get into the DBQ online. If you can't do it that way, you can go to Rapid Identity and go to your Clever account. Now that's putting me back at Canvas for whatever odd reason, but you find Clever right here. It's a capital C in white with a blue background. If you go to Clever, and I'm going to log in with my EdCloud again. Now again, I'm the teacher, so I'm going to do a DBQ search. Most students found theirs on their page. Like mine is like way at the very bottom. Close out all the pop-ups. See, it's down there. If you couldn't have found it, you could have easily done a search. DBQ project, it pops right up. And for me, I'm going to assignments. But you see how it says first block, third block, fourth block. When you join the class, it'll tell the number of students. Students, y'all won't see this. You'll just see the words Hammurabi's Code, Was It Just, EV, and you click View. So this is what we discussed on Thursday. We took notes on Hammurabi. We navigated through this system. We went to the hook exercise as it explained, and we read about Eddie and JD. Okay? Then after that, the students had 25 minutes to do document A and answer the questions. If you notice, my answers are still there from last week. Then they had to do document B, C, D, and E. And the way this video asks them to do, you go to export, you click export work, and then you save it. You can save it as a document, you can save it as a JPEG, you can save it however you need to save it. But just remember that you need to upload it to me in Canvas. And I told the students when I would ask for that. Okay, so I just logged out, logging out of Clever, going out of the dashboard, and going to try to go back to where we were. So that was the end of that particular lesson. Now let me move into August 28th, lesson 6. August 28th, lesson 6. I do apologize if this is too fast, but by lesson 6, I think you would understand. Notice that they both say the same thing. That's because it was 2 days of Mesopotamia, only because they wanted to introduce you to the new software, DBQ project. And on this day, we actually start learning a little bit about Mesopotamia. So there was a video, and it plays music. So they do it in the song, the styling of Crank That Soldier Boy. A little outdated, but it worked. Based on what you've learned so far from the documents and the video, is this the place that you would have wanted to live in? Why or why not? And your classmates just answered. This was Friday. Next, after that, there was a final essay project. Because I had already spoken so much about writing in the previous classes, I decided that we were going to spend class time working on document A, B, C, D, and E. And I also let students ask me questions. We kind of just did a Q&A day, a breakdown of being overwhelmed. I think I talked to the students about we talked about, just how to kind of calm down. And so we went into the SEL techniques, the rose, bud, thorn, and just kind of channeling that energy. And it was a pretty good day. If you look, I added some Hammurabi code information. So that was an example. We talked a lot about what was just and unjust with that. But I picked a cast. So block 4, we have a cast already. Blocks 1 and 3 picked some of their cast today, and hopefully we'll get a chance to read this in class when we have some more downtime. Okay, I need 7 characters for blocks 1 and 3, and we already have a few of your classmates who have volunteered. We have in first block Harrison and Isaiah. In third block, we have Hakami, Tripetus, Nicholas, and Paradise. And for block 4, we have Cameron, Catherine, Michael, Frida, Morgan, Victor, and Zante. So I'm looking forward to showing some of that when we get the chance, just so you can gain more understanding of how Hammurabi thought his rules were just and fair when they seemed so strict and outdated. All right, I think that is all. I think that is all. If you have any other questions, don't forget you can email me. Please make sure you go to the home page and that you have joined my Remind, my Google Classroom, and that DBQ project page as well. Also, click on the link to figure out how to use the Read, Write, Think app. And I'm enjoying having you in class so far. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I just want you to kind of like release it out the way we did in the SEL exercises. Lots of deep breathing, guys. Just relax and we'll get through this first semester. All will be well. Thank you for being so great, and I'll talk to you later.